Hi friends, welcome back. So in this video, we are going to talk about mimetic desires. So what is a mimetic desire? Now the word mimetic comes from mimesthai, a Greek word that means to imitate. Now let me give you a very simple example to illustrate about imitating. And now those of you who have kids will be able to understand it very well. Now I have two little daughters and they fight for the same toys. So that toy which is lying there for several hours and nobody touches it, it doesn't matter. But the moment one of them touches it and tries to play with it, the other wants exactly the same toy. Now we must be thinking that, oh, it's a children's problem. But actually it's not a children's problem. It's all everyone's problem. We human beings, we all adults are prone to imitation. Now the word mimetic desire was researched by Professor Rene Girard, who was the professor at one of the universities in the US. Peter Thiel had a lot of influence. In fact, he was a student of Rene Girard, and he had a lot of influence of mimetic desire in his professional work as well. In fact, he invested in Facebook because he understood that Facebook is all about mimetic desires. It's all about what people have and what they want. So how do we develop that desire? Let's understand it. Have you been in a situation that you went out for a drink with your friend and you wanted to have some drink, and then all of a sudden your friend, who is a wine expert, he orders a glass of wine, and all of a sudden you also want that glass of wine. Or you went out with a friend who works in fashion industry to buy a shirt or a top, and you were looking for some interesting shirt, and all of a sudden you saw your friend choosing one particular shirt, and now you want that shirt actually, right? So your friend now is a kind of a model for you. So there are two kinds of model, that generates desires in us. One is called external and one is internal. So what is external? So now external could be a celebrity, right? For example, it could be Warren Buffett for me, or Ray Dalio, for example, whom I admire. They are a celebrity, and I would like to learn or try to imitate or copy value investing, for example, what Warren Buffett has done. But I cannot be Warren Buffett. There is a huge barrier between Warren Buffett and I, right? So there is no source of conflict. Now there is another model. Let's think about it. That let's say you are working in a particular industry. Let's say I'm a value investor and I'm offering wealth advising to my clients. I admire one of my friend or other person who is also doing value investing, for example. Of course, he's not the Warren Buffett, okay? Now, what happens is that this person comes to my town and tries to provide services to the same type of client that I'm offering actually. Now that opens a kind of a source of conflict. The person whom I was admiring, now there could be a sense of mimetic rivalry. So mimetic rivalry happens because not for the sameness, but we want to differentiate ourselves from others. And because imitating leads to vying for the same thing, that leads to conflict. So what does this mean? Let's say you are a biotech company and your neighbor, another biotech company, successfully raises 80 million euros. Or they successfully close an IPO round of 120 million euros. Don't tell me that as a CEO, nothing is going into your mind or desire, right? Now, that's the point what I'm trying to bring here. Just because your neighbor or the other biotech company raised 100 million or went to IPO, that doesn't mean you also have to do that, because value creation is very different for different companies, right? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.